Hey guys, let me turn this off real quick. So I just wanted to make a video about this really cool new product that we have by BlueAir, actually in Hyla as well. We're getting our house, a lot of things in our house done. The contractors they're painting the kitchen cabinets white and the doors, and we got new flooring put in. But anyway, during this time, our air quality in our house got really, really bad. Everyone was super stopped up. And we have a 2-year-old little boy who has really bad allergies. Someone in this house has asthma and immunocompromised. So we felt like it was in our best interest to invest in a very effective air purification system and plus a vacuum cleaner that would filter super, super well. So this thing is called the BlueAir HealthProtect. I think it's the 7410i, but essentially this thing has the capacity of cleaning all of the air in this room once every 15 minutes. And in that time, it retains and kills 99.99 something % of bacteria and viruses, all bacteria, germs, and viruses, all of them. In a case study, it was actually proven to remove pretty much 100% of COVID-19 from the air in the room that it was in for BlueAir. Anyway, so this is made out of steel, galvanized steel housing. It's very, very quiet, but what I love about it is that it has an app that shows you how dirty your air is, what kind of particles are in your air, how much of each of those type of particles. It'll show you the air pressure, your humidity level, your temperature, indoors and outdoors, and then it'll also allows you to remotely control your air purifier from wherever you're at. You can set it to turn on at certain times, turn off at certain times. You can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the fan speed. It tells you how dirty the filter is and when the filter needs to be replaced. Kind of like on your car, how it'll have a percentage of oil life left on your oil filter and oil. This does the same thing. So this was a very expensive unit. Normally they're several $100s, but we got it for 60% off. And I think that BlueAir is going to have another site-wide sale on some of their machines on Black Friday. We initially were going to get the BlueAir Pro L since we have such a large space. Very, very tall ceilings in the living room and great room and the entrance hall. But they talked us out of those because the filters on those were super expensive. So we had to have 3 of these. We got one over there and one over there to cover the amount of square footage in this great room. Plus we have one in each of the bedrooms. But we just got the cheaper BlueAirs for the bedrooms. But the HealthProtect Pros are what you want for your main living areas. I have not had to take allergy medication since having this and running it on high overnight. So one thing that I learned when I bought these is that you have to buy an air purifier based on the square footage of your room. So if you have a 500 square foot room, then you need to make sure that your air purifier is rated to clean the air of a 500 square foot room 5 times an hour, 4 to 5 times an hour. That is the industry recommended clinical medical recommended rate. So there's a company called ahamverified.org, AHAM as in Mary, VERIFIDE.org, that discusses all this. That's an organization that does air quality surveys. They certify machines like this and all sorts of things. Anyway, so BlueAir was their top rated model because it basically cleaned the air the best. And there are many reasons for that, but it's also because it's one of the quietest units. It's the best built unit. So we chose BlueAir. This is basically the granddaddy, top of the line mothership of all air purifiers you can buy. And if you live in Oklahoma, you might understand what it's like to spend the year congested and stopped up and with headaches, and you just don't ever feel too good. But if you have clean air in your home, it really, really makes a difference. The other thing that makes a difference is having a good vacuum, that it has a sealed system so it doesn't blow air out of the cracks or seams. This is a sealed system. It's called a Hyla, and it uses water to capture the dirt and dust instead of a paper or cloth bag or a regular dry bagless vacuum. It's not a carpet shampooer. It's just a vacuum, but you can also run it as a standalone air purifier if you take that off and just run it like that. So basically this works on the premise that wet dust cannot fly, so once it gets wet, it flings it out to the side down into this water hurricane bath thing, and then clean air passes up through the motor. So only clean air can get up through the motor through the exhaust. That's a very efficient system. There's no filters on it to replace, and it pretty much filters at near HEPA level. So this machine filters 99.995% of particles down to 0.1 microns in size. Normal HEPA filters do that down to 0.3 or 0.3. So this filters particles much, much smaller than the normal HEPA air purifier will. So this is essentially like I would even consider it to be medical grade. There was two other brands we looked at. We looked at AustinAir and AirDoctor. The AirDoctor was pretty comparable, but it wasn't on sale. It was $1,000. And the filters of the AirDoctor were quite a bit more expensive. But AirDoctor also gives you more options than what BlueAir does. With BlueAir, you have to get the filter it has. I'm going to turn this off. To do that, see, this is the, first I'll show you this. This is the HealthProtect Shield. This is what will kill germs. That's our ambient air temperature. This is PM1, means particulate matter 0.1 microns. Particulate matter 2.5 microns. PM10. This is just a average of our air quality. If it's in the blue, which this blue light reflects, that means it is the absolute best it could possibly be. Now there's different colors. There's like red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. One thing the app does that I really like is if your air, it has like this grid, kind of like those heart monitors, how it has those, like, you know, those things of, I forget what kind of graph that's called, but it's like a graph, and it shows you where your particles are, how clean your air is, and the lower it is, the more closer to blue it is. So when we had our contractor come in and start messing things up, it skyrocketed into the red in real time, and then it said it will take 45 minutes for your air quality to become blue again. It'll take 30 minutes for it to become green. So basically it tells you how long it will take for this air purifier to get your air to each level of cleanliness. If it's in the red, it recommends you use a face mask or not be in the environment. But I thought that was really cool. So then it also has, that's the filter life expectancy. We run this on high 24/7. We've had it for about a month, no, 3 weeks, and 3 to 4 weeks anyway. That is the humidity level inside this home. That's the ambient air temperature inside this room. Yeah, so it has a lot of cool things. So this is where it connects to Wi-Fi, and then it connects to your phone. You can also leave it in auto mode where it will automatically sense the how dirty the air is and adjust the fan speed accordingly. Anyway, I'm going to turn it off, and I am going to show you what this has pulled out. I haven't cleaned these filters in about a week. Yeah, see, and then so it has this pre-filter. So this catches the large particles. Then it has one on each side. So there's the second one. And then this is the big one. So those pre-filters essentially prolong the life of the big filter by blocking some of the larger particles from getting to it. So this has the ultra fine true HEPA 14 or 13 medical grade HEPA filter in it, and then it has charcoal filter on the other side to help absorb VOCs like paint fumes. And that's another thing. It doesn't just filter dust and dirt. It filters like gases like formaldehyde, fumes, stuff like that. Carbon monoxide. The filter is super, super, super big, but it's really well made. It's very heavy, very, very dense. And there's the inside of the machine. And this is a sealed system, so essentially what that means is once the dirt gets in here, whatever comes out on this side is pretty much sterile, clean. But what I like to do to, you know, kind of make it work even more efficiently is vacuum these pre-filters off. So I'm just going to attach the hose to the Hyla and turn it on. Okay, so that's how you maintain it, and then all you have to do is just order a new filter when it tells you that the life expectancy is, you know, at like 10% or whatever. Now you can also set the app to order the filter for you when the machine senses that it needs it. So essentially the air purifier can order its own filter if you let it and have it on auto ship. And as far as this Hyla goes, if anyone's interested, this thing like locks the motor unit on top, and this just unclips at the bottom, and you just dump this out like a bucket and refill it when you want to vacuum with it. This machine is not meant to be used without water in here, so if you don't have water in here and you use it, you've almost probably have ruined it. So it filters with this water, and this separator, this little red thing, spins, and as the dirt and stuff gets drawn up into it, it flings it out to the side, only letting clean air go up through the motor. So that's pretty much how a separator system like that works in a machine like this. It's very, very comparable to a rainbow vacuum, if you've heard of those. But we have one of those actually, but this is a better built unit. It's much more sturdy and a lot easier to use. But it does filter super, super well. If you've got a lot of pets or have an issue with pet fur, and you have a vacuum like this that filters with water, it'll never smell like pet fur. As long as you dump the water out when you're done using it, your machine will never smell like a wet dog. And it never clogs. Water doesn't clog. It always maintains full suction because it doesn't have a filter for dust to clog. But anyway, so this is what we use in my house right now. I also have a Miele canister vacuum that is also a sealed system that uses a HEPA filter. It's kind of like a BlueAir purifier, but it's a vacuum. So basically what you should be looking for is sealed system, true HEPA exhaust filters on both air purifiers and vacuums. And ideally, if you have a vacuum and it's bagless, it needs to use water or a cloth bag to collect the dirt in. That's what I have learned over the years in my research. So anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. I just thought I'd make a video of my BlueAir and Hyla. Thank you.